Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Facebook Live session. I'm Shay Murray, one of the naturopaths here at the Lucy Rose Clinic, and this week's topic is the 5 types of PCOS, understanding your body. So, but PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome is a condition that affects many women, and most people think of PCOS as a single condition, but it's actually 5 distinct types. Who knew? Each with its own underlying causes, symptoms, and ways it can show up in your life and impact your health. So understanding which type you are or what type you might align with is key to creating a personalized functional approach that works for your body, because we're all different. So, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. Let's dive on in. We're going to break down each of the 5 types, what it means, and how it can present for you. So, why is PCOS or PCOS, whatever you want to call it, why is it not a one-size-fits-all? So, PCOS is not just about irregular periods or cysts on your ovaries. It's a complex hormonal condition that can affect metabolism, mood, skin, hair, and fertility. So breaking down that overarching condition into 5 different types can help us understand why women experience such different symptoms. One woman might have acne and hair growth. Another might struggle with fatigue and hidden hormonal imbalances. Someone else might have issues with their weight, and all of them can have PCOS. So by understanding the type, we can make sense of your symptoms and take smarter, more targeted steps to support your health. So let's break those down and what they look like. So the first one is probably the one people know, like one of the most common types or the most prevalent is, or actually the most obvious, is insulin-resistant PCOS. So this type is often associated with weight gain, particularly around the belly. There's almost a specific kind of shape attached to this one, which is that roundness around the midsection. Symptoms can include acne, particularly like on the chest and back, as well as the face, excess hair growth, hirsutism, I always struggle with that one, and that can be often through here, or darker hair growth around the face and arms. This type is driven by the body struggling to manage blood sugar, which really does fuel hormone imbalances and drives systemic inflammation in the body. Which leads me into inflammatory PCOS. So symptoms often include fatigue, mood swings, skin or gut inflammation. Irregular periods may appear alongside digestive issues or autoimmune tendencies. And chronic inflammation can disrupt hormone signaling, leading to symptoms that can feel unpredictable. This one is often seen alongside endometriosis or adenomyosis as well, but actually those conditions can exist alongside any form of PCOS. Post-pill PCOS or post-hormonal contraceptive PCOS. So this can come up sometimes a little bit later in life when the discontinuation of hormone-based contraceptives has happened. Cycles may become irregular, acne and mood swings may appear. This one can be temporary, but it can feel quite disruptive as the body rebalances and hormones rebalance. Or I should say, the rhythms of our hormones rebalance. Adrenal PCOS. So, for those of you that have worked with us before or working with us now, some of you may know there is a very close relationship between the thyroid, the ovaries, and the adrenal glands. No part of the body works in isolation, but those 3 systems work very closely together. Adrenal PCOS is linked to stress and cortisol imbalance. Symptoms can include stress-related acne, hair changes, irregular cycles and fatigue, fluctuating moods, especially when stress is present, reduced tolerance for stress, and hormonal patterns are disrupted by the adrenal glands rather than the ovaries. So often with that one too, there's sleep disruption. All of those four can have an impact on your metabolism and often have it can be difficult losing or managing your weight with those. The fifth one is interesting because it's sometimes called hidden PCOS or lean PCOS. I think I prefer hidden. It's under-recognized because the body weight is normal. And the sort of classic signs like acne, hair growth, or irregular cycles are much more subtle. And the hormone imbalances can be present without obvious external signs. It can be frustrating because symptoms are real but hidden from casual observation. So they tend to be a bit more vague. So systemic inflammation and fatigue would be probably more common there. And as we know, there can be lots of underlying causes for that. So how do we connect these types to everyday life? Well, each type can affect your life in a different way, of course. Insulin-resistant PCOS might make weight management and energy levels an ongoing challenge. Inflammatory PCOS can feel like your body is always tired or on edge. Adrenal PCOS can make stress feel a lot more overwhelming than perhaps it should, or than perhaps, how would I describe that? Things fuss you that didn't used to fuss you. So your tolerance for stress is reduced. And lean PCOS, because there's no outward signs, symptoms can be dismissed. And, that can be stressful in itself if you feel like no one is seeing or listening. Recognizing your type isn't really about labeling yourself. It's about understanding why your body responds the way that it does and then taking steps to support it in the most effective way. Yep. So next week, we're going to talk about how we test for PCOS from a functional perspective. So we'll cover the tests that can help identify your PCOS type, including hormone panels, AMH, thyroid panels, and more, and how those results will guide your personalized functional health plan. So if you want to make the most of next week's session, perhaps start noting down your symptoms, cycle patterns, and energy levels. And this might help you connect the dots while we're talking about testing. But, remember, PCOS is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. We're all different. Understanding the type can be a significant piece of the puzzle when it comes to taking control of your health. And, if you'd like to know more, if you'd like to have a chat with a Lucy Rose representative, then please scan the QR code, book in for a complimentary consult, and until then, everyone, take good care of yourself, pay attention to what your body is asking for, be kind, and